Looking forward to the center matchup tonight, Doris. What do you expect to see from these guys inside?
Well, I think there's a requisite physicality in there, certainly. At the same time, there are greater demands on big men, Kevin, than we have ever seen before. Yes, they have to be rim protectors. Yes, they have to control the paint. But now those bigs are asked to defend in space, to guard on the perimeter. Kevin, you know this. That's a tall task.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. The two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. And Harrell's in at the 5 spot. Now here's Conley, following the miss by Lou Williams. Back to Conley. With the floater, it's hauled in by the Clippers.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Williams with a clean look, gets a very good look and converts.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. The tray. No good on that one. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. This is their first chance to take a look at the Jazz. Back to Leonard. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Taken away by Williams. Pass to Beverly. Shot, high post. Kept alive, and Leonard stays with it.
Kawhi Leonard, still one of the hardest working players in the league. Active on the offensive glass there.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, Doc Rivers gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He understands they're facing a team that can put up points in a hurry. He said they need to put forth a great effort defensively to prevent scoring runs. They can't afford to let those guys get hot and stay hot. We'll see who wins the battle of wills here tonight.
Thank you, David. Yeah, they're trying to devise a way to contain some big-time weapons.
And, guys, it has got to be a collective effort. Really important that they have the trust, and helping one another will be key.
And I think it's going to be hard, obviously, because this is an opponent that can really space you out as well as get to the rim. So you've got to be sound and disciplined.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Gobert pulls it in.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Now, here's Mitchell. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. 4 on the shot clock. Mitchell trying to free himself. Here's Gobert, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
I'll tell you, you cannot give Rudy Gobert an inch of space when he's working the glass. This guy excels at using his reach.
Now here's Leonard. He just could not put it together in that loss to Denver.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
Gobert, the pass to Conley. Nice ball movement by Utah. Pass to Gobert. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. The shot by Williams, no good.
Well, they are daring him to miss, and he obliges.
Here's Mitchell. Utah gets it back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Harrell. Utah ball. Bogdanovich against George. And Conley gets it to go. The assist from Bogdanovich.
Well, how about the court awareness from Bogdanovich, showing off his ability to find the open man, Kev?
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Greg, some folks suspected Conley might be moved when Memphis had a shot at drafting Ja Morant. Right before the draft, that deal took place.
I tell you what, he looks to be a great fit in Utah. Can be that third star the team needs to push them to the next level. Utah had to give up a fair sum to get him, but it was worth the risk. to see the stats for Conley. He's coming off an excellent season. Last year averaged 21 points per, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Now, here's George. No points in the game yet for him. Harrell kicks to George. Clock at 6. A 3 from Leonard. They grab their own miss. The shot's good.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
Greg, you have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
Here's Mitchell. After the basket by Montrezl Harrell, Mitchell's shot is good.
Boy, the scary potential of Donovan Mitchell overall as a scorer. If it's a consistent three-point shot in his arsenal, forget about it, guys.
Harrell finds Leonard. Second shot opportunity, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
And the Raptors went all in trading for Kawhi Leonard last season, Doris. Great talent surrounding him in Toronto, but this past summer, he decided to move on.
But, Kevin, a championship makes the gamble worthwhile if you were Toronto. For Kawhi, any team he plays on is going to have a chance to win. And now this young man, a champion, starts a new chapter.
The first one falls, and this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
Now, here's Mitchell. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
He was also an excellent setup man as well. This guy was cutting the defense to shreds with incredible passing.
And it's off from three-point range.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
George with the bucket.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Now here's Gobert. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New Orleans.
And guys, he was also huge on defense, turning away 2 shots and altering countless more.
George against Bogdanovich from deep three-point range. Here's Gobert. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, Gobert inside, right? He has such a strong sense for when to take advantage of the skills he has at his disposal.
Conley against Beverly. Passes it to Harrell. Lob pass to George.
What an excellent post-entry pass. Good things happen when you make that next look.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Jazz. It's a 3-point game. Dishes it to Mitchell. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Shamet's checked in. Now here's Gobert. Outside Conley. Stolen by Beverly. And yes, it's good. And the Clippers lead by 5. Utah's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Conley, the pass to Mitchell. Shoots. The Clippers grab the miss.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
The Jazz shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Down low. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
How about the athleticism of Donovan Mitchell? 6'3", but boy, can he get off his feet.
Leonard against Ingles. And that one's good. Leonard's got 6.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Conley against Beverly. Conley kicks to Mitchell. With the teardrop. Here's Gobert. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. 6 points for him.
Boy, I love to see Rudy Gobert score despite the contact. This guy is showing off some big-time strength right now.
The pass to Leonard. That one's good. Just his third make brings him to 3 for 8 in this game.
Well, the pick didn't exactly neutralize the defender, but good concentration on the finish to still get the basket.
Now here's Gobert. 6 points for him. Pass to Conley. 6 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's George. Outside Leonard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And Beverly kicks to Leonard. Pass to George. Jacks up a 3. Ingles with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
How great the Clippers signing of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the grand finale of the wildest summer in NBA free agent history.
A ton of big moves. You think of the star players who've changed teams, 1/3 of the league's all-NBA selections, and 5 out of 10 of the reigning all-star starters. In the end, we saw 7 players who've changed teams, signing for over $100 million each. Put that in perspective, only 8 players had ever done that in league history.
When you think pure scorer, one of the guys that comes to mind, as young as he is, Donovan Mitchell.
Here's Beverly. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Michael Conley picks one up. Doris, one of the biggest free agent signings in years. LeBron James going to the Lakers. What did you think of his first season with L.A.?
Well, when you're LeBron James, perhaps no athlete in the history of the NBA has borne the weight of expectation as much as LeBron. So if there's anything short of a playoff appearance, there's disappointment. But what I would say is, through Christmas Day and his first real injury that he had to endure, LeBron was playing like an MVP. We are talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. I expect them to turn things around in Lakerland this year.
I agree with you, and I agree on your prediction. So Utah ends up going with the new group. And then for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac has checked in for Harrell, and it's Green in for Leonard. All free throws good from Beverly.
And throughout his career, Beverly has remained a pest, an aggressive defender that no one likes having him guard.
Now here's Moutier, and JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Shot from 12. Green breaking loose. Here's Davis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And Beverly kicks to Shamet. On the wing, Green. Guarded by Green. Beverly, the pass to Shamet. 6 to shoot. Passes it to Zubac. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Exum dishes to Moutier. 1:10 left to play here in the first. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Well, really good job taking the initiative in the pick and roll. Moutier playing smart right now.
Here's Green. Great tee that time from Green.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. The 5th overall pick back in 2015, the Jazz with the lot invested in the development of young Dante Exum.
Well, for Exum, his minutes trended downwards over the first 4 seasons of his career. This guy is still young. He's still got a tremendous amount of athleticism. It's time to start to put it together for Dante.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
You know, the Australian Dante Exum, to me, Kev, has an enviable skill set. He's 6'6", and he has the potential to be special at the point guard.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
Boy, guys, you think about it, a very respectable 50 wins for the Jazz last year. That's a 5 seed in the absolute brutal West. But now what do you think? The playoffs, when it counts the most, you bowed out in 5 games to the Houston Rockets.
Utah with the ball. The Clippers getting the bucket. The drive by Green, banked in off the glass.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now George. He's got 7. From deep. That shot off. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA Clippers. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Mike Conley, one of the best players never to play in an All-Star game, and he says he's tired of the underrated label.
The underrated Mike Conley thing has been out the window for me for a while, and it's gotten a little frustrating because I felt like I've been deserving of it over the years, but it's so hard to crack that spot in the Western Conference, and I'm going to keep working, and hopefully this will be the year.
And as he said, in the West, so many great guards.
And he's been a part of some winning teams, certainly has been in the conversation. He'll just have to be content with that max contract.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Beverly and Shamet in the backcourt together. Ivica Zubac is out there with JaMychal Green, and it's George in at the small forward.
Shooting 2.
The free throw good from Moutier. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. I
Wow.
was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. It's stolen by Green. Now, here's Shamet, defended by Moutier. No good from Zubats. Jazz trail by 4. O'Neal passes to Green. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Jeff Green, now a journeyman veteran in the NBA. But you know what, Doris? He'll give you good production.
It doesn't matter, Kevin, where you seem to play this guy. Jeff Green finds a way to contribute. Listen, I know his three-point shooting can be hot and cold, but this guy is aware of when to look for it and when to move the basketball. Two qualities you love.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
And the Clippers making a change here. Williams is checked in. And he sinks the second.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here's Williams. He's coming off a 13-point game against Denver. The shot by George, wide open. No good with the triple.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
And there's the call on Lou Williams. That's foul number 2 for him. Exum with it, working on Williams. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And now we'll look at the upcoming schedule for the Jazz. On Monday, it'll be the Sacramento Kings coming into town. And then on Wednesday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Portland Trail Blazers. The Jazz have made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And with this summer's acquisition of Mike Conley, Greg, the Utah Jazz hoping to make a step in the West.
And really, Mike Conley, their best point guard since they traded away Darren Williams back in 2011. Alongside Bogdanovich, a big upgrade offensively, and he can hold his own on the defensive side as well.
Exum hits them both. And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. From 13, here's Zubats, and the dunk by Zubats.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Now here's Williams, following the miss by Emmanuel Mudiay. And here is Green. Shot clock at 6. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Well, while we have a second, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. Second is Paul George.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Now, here's Exum. The dish now to Green. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Checking out the numbers for Paul George. Last season, he played outstanding. He was around 28 points a game, 8 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And he paced the whole team in points per game last season.
Well, his teammates understood that he was their best option, and understandably, Greg, they got him the rock.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the third time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. And here is Davis after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Davis surveying the floor. Shoots over Zubac. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Davis. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. O'Neal against George. Second chance shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Jeff Green picks one up.
Now, you have got to give Paul George so much respect. He's just amazing at drawing contact when he's shooting.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
And he knocks down the first one. Doris, there are these players whose wingspans exceed their height by 6 inches or more. They're called +6s, kind of a new term. Talk about that with the scouts look into those numbers.
Well, one of the things you like to have in a defensive player is length and versatility along with that length. So guys who maybe their size lists them at one thing, but that length enables them to guard a little bit differently. Guys like Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, Montrezl Harrell, all of those guys might be listed a certain size, Kevin, but boy, their length is problematic and makes them such exceptional defensive players.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Moutier, drills the baseline jumper. Moutier's got 6 points.
Well, you love to see Moutier try some things off the dribble drive. Get creative, sir.
And the pass to Zubac. Back to Williams. The 3 from George. George missing again. Jazz trail by 4. Moutier kicks to Exum. Oh, that's offensive interference. Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Leonard's checked in. Clippers leading by 4. Shamet finds Zubac. Here's Williams. Oh, Leonard in position. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Incredible wingspan, unbelievable hands. The alley-oop is easy.
Exum passes to Gobert. He dishes it to Moutier. A floater. And the layup is up and in. He's got 8.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
Zubac with it. Last game he had 10 points. Outside Leonard. Green taking his time here. For 3. Sinks the three-pointer. And the Clippers lead by 7.
Boy, that open look set up by Kawhi Leonard, that's probably the most underrated aspect of his game.
Davis kicks to O'Neal. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. Great showing for him last season. 6th in scoring. And, of course, he's got a nose for the ball. He ranked in the top 10 in steals last season.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it. Williams dishes to Leonard. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. And now a 9-point Clipper lead.
Well, we know this about Kawhi Leonard. He can score at all 3 levels, taking advantage of the mid-range game there.
Here's Exum. A floater, and the layup is good. Exum's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
Now, here's Shamet. Pass to Leonard. Over O'Neal. Again, Los Angeles.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now, here's Exum. He has 5. Moutier passes to Davis. And Davis throws it down.
Well, this is starting to develop. The pick-and-roll game of Emmanuel Moutier. He's got to utilize those passing lanes.
Inside. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Boy, you think back to the quadriceps injury that derailed almost all of the 2018 season for Kawhi Leonard. I'll tell you, he is back to peak form and reminding us that he is elite on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Joe Ingles, who's checked in for Davis. Bogdanovich comes in for Royce O'Neal. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Moutier, and Mike Conley subbed in for Dante Exum. The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. And you talk about the best two-way player in the NBA. I think a lot of people, Doris, would put Kawhi Leonard at the top of that list.
Let's remember, Kawhi's a former Defensive Player of the Year, averaging over 25 points a game for a season. He doesn't necessarily wow you with his eye-popping athleticism, but the reality is this: Kawhi Leonard is a multi-time champion.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Boy, much needed timeout. This guy's scoring at will, and they've had no answer.
Conley. He's coming off a 13-point game against New Orleans.
Well, you also have to credit the way he controlled the pace of the game and was able to create for his teammates.
Now here's Conley. It's a 10-point game. On the clock. From deep three-point range. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Williams against Mitchell. Williams in the post. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good D by Mitchell. And so Conley will bring the ball up for Utah. Ball's knocked loose. Gobert finds Mitchell. And here is Ingles. Back to Mitchell. Over Leonard. Another miss by Utah.
That's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
Good D by Bogdanovich. Jazz trail by 10. Conley left side. Ingles dishes to Conley. Lets the 3 fly. The Jazz with another miss.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Mitchell against Williams. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And the rejection by Harrell. Shamet the pass to Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Mitchell in the corner. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Well, while we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. Rudy Gobert, number 1. And, of course, Montrezl Harrell.
As well as these two shot the ball, it was a nightmare situation for a defender guarding either one of them. It's so hard to stop them from getting their shots off.
Williams. Gobert with the block.
This is Gobert's specialty. Twice on the pipes from the stifled tower.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And the Clippers call time here.
Because of Rudy Gobert's thin frame, people were trying to take advantage of him early physically in his career. For the Jazz, they wanted him to get stronger, get in the weight room, and become more of a problem.
Checking out some numbers for Gobert, coming off a terrific season. Last season put up about 16 points a game, 13 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
Now here's Beverly. They get it again. Harrell, that's good. Harrell's got the lead up to 14 now for Los Angeles.
And they've been working hard on the offensive glass here in the second, and it's paying dividends. They're getting a lot of second chance points.
Conley finds Gobert. Bogdanovich against Leonard, and stolen by Harrell. Leonard inside, goes up again, and Green with the lay-in. Green's got 7.
Boy, the work ethic on the offensive glass just refuses to give up on that possession.
Pass to Mitchell. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
Here's Conley. It's good. He has 6.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
Los Angeles leading by 16. Pass to Harrell. Outside Leonard. Beverly deciding where to go with it. Over in the corner, Williams. Harrell trying to free himself up. Goes back up, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them. And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
George is checked in for Williams. That's good from Harrell. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring the teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
Now, here's Mitchell. He has 7.
How about the timing from Paul George on that rejection? Twice on the pipes.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Harrell. Rebounded by the Jazz. Gobert's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Mitchell. Out to Conley. Gobert, the pass to Bogdanovich. Shoots over Leonard. Bogdanovich, no luck. Los Angeles leading by 19 points. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Oh, Kevin, that is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
And here is Conley. Mitchell outside. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 4 assists in the game.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Clippers lead by 18. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the first half?
Well, I think the tempo is in their favor right now. They're fast, and they're getting up and down the floor, so they're running out in transition.
Got to beat them to the punch. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. We've reached halftime of our first regular season game.
I'm swimming.
I thought you thought maybe the first half was going swimmingly. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. On the offensive side of things, they shot the ball well, 44% from the field. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
What you like about Kawhi Leonard, efficient in everything he does. Rarely does he take an extra dribble, doesn't take bad shots, and he passes in the right position to make the play.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See everybody with Kevin Harlan.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Jazz, inside we have Ingles and Gobert. Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3, the small forward. Here's George. Michael Conley making his last shot. They get it back. Harrell, that's good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Conley against Beverly. Conley dishes to Gobert. Kicks to Bogdanovich. Out to the right wing. The shot. The Jazz keeping it alive. A new 14. Conley's shot is off. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. He's looking for Harrell and finds him. That one, no good.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Look at the handles. Gets through the D and then powers it home.
Such a pretty move inside. Clark, how do you stop that? Now, here's Beverly. 6 points for him. And it's Leonard missing.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Ingles with the ball. Conley kicks to Ingles. Mitchell outside. From deep. That shot missing. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. There's the pass to Williams. And the Clippers miss again.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
Here's Conley. Makes it off the glass. Conley's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end. But right now, the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
Bounce pass from Beverly. Here's Leonard. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
That one drops for him. 14 points for Donovan Mitchell.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
And the Clippers call time here. And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
Zubac is checked in for Harrell.
All right, a chance to look at stats for Beverly. Last season's performance for him averaged 7 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Now, here's Zubac. Outside Williams. Zubac trying to break loose. And Williams gets it to go on the assist by Beverly.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. The drive, that jam!
Get out of the way! How high was Donovan Mitchell? How pretty was that dunk? My goodness.
Leonard on the wing. Outside Williams. Floats one and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th man of the year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
And that one falls for Williams. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
And one of the worst kept secrets of last season, the Jazz looking for an upgrade in their backcourt to pair with Donovan Mitchell.
Well, there's no question, Greg. That was a poorly kept secret indeed. They felt the Grizzlies leaked their trade talks for Mike Conley, going so far as to call it unethical. Consequently, the guard spot was the big focus for them this summer. Gorgeous. That pull-up jumper is simply gorgeous. Paul George rises above everyone.
And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. Over Williams. And he overshot that one, missing. Clippers leading by 17. Out to the wing. Here's Beverly. Good work defensively by Conley. For Utah, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. To the inside. That's tipped, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Rudy Gobert, third.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Utah with the ball, trailing by 17. Mitchell finds Conley. Shot clock at 5. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Puts up a 3.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark. Now, here's Beverly. He's got 6. Up top, Leonard. Back to Beverly. Rebounded by the Jazz.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. And the dunk by Zubac.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
Now here's Leonard following the shot by Ed Davis. George. That shot no good. Gobert with the defensive effort.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Beverly, the pass to George. Great pass to set up the lay-in. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And when Paul George has this kind of rhythm and pace to his game, you simply want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
Conley dishes to Mitchell. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's George. George missing again. Jazz trail by 17. Mitchell left side. Conley against Beverly. Conley, the pass to Gobert. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Lou Williams.
See, I have so much appreciation for the way Rudy Gobert plays the game. This guy takes smart shots on the offensive end. He uses that reach to perfection on the defensive end. He is a defense unto himself.
That one is off.
Interesting story about Rudy Gobert. He was an excellent student in high school, but he was getting into physical fights. So what does his mom do? Play sports, my son. Track and field, martial arts, even ping pong. What I love, though, is he has not lost that tough disposition.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Green, he's checked in for Davis. Moutier comes in for Royce O'Neal. And it's Exum in for Mike Conley. And Doris especially at that center position. You know, GMs like a player with a fighting spirit.
Rudy Gobert plays with a chip on his shoulder and a competitive spirit. A lot of 7-footers, Kevin, play the game simply because of their size. Rudy Gobert wants to be great.
Here's Moutier. The Clippers getting the bucket. The three-pointer, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
Well, that's not the guy you want guarding him at the rim. Just too much of a differential in terms of size.
For Utah, they have taken 10 shots from the free throw line up to this point and made 6 of them. And here are the Clippers now. Outside, George. Stolen by Exum. Here's Green. He's got 6. To the paint. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell. The Clippers haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Green. And so he hits both. And it's Exum with the ball, who will bring it up for the Jazz. It's an 18-point game. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. For Utah, they have converted 7 of 11 free throw attempts up to this point in the game. And the technical free throw is good. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
And the Clippers making a change here. Harrell's checked in. Moutier pass to Gobert. He kicks to Exum. Over Beverly. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
We're looking now at some numbers from Montrezl Harrell.
He had a strong showing last season. 5th in field goal percentage, and he's a shot blocker as well. Top 20 in that category last season. Great timing and challenges at the rim.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year. That free throw missing. And the second free throw, good. Now here's Beverly. He has 6. Outside, Green. 6 to shoot. And Beverly kicks to George. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounder. 4th, Rudy Gobert.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Now here's Moutier. D right on him. George with the ball. Now defended by Mitchell. George, no good.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Now here's Gobert. He's got 8. Mitchell right side. Mitchell grabs the rebound again. He hauls in his 20th rebound.
Dominating the glass.
Now here's Beverly. He's guarded closely. The shot missing. Now the Jazz take it the other way. The drive by Green. Shamet with the steal. Here's Beverly. The teardrop falls in. Beverly's got 8 points.
And for Beverly, showing a little in-between game there.
Utah calls timeout.
And he has not been on his game here. He's forcing a lot of shots, and the team is suffering because of it. It's time for him to focus on getting his teammates involved.
The Jazz with some changes. Joe Ingles, who's checked in for Gobert. Bogdanovich comes in for Emmanuel Mudiay. And it's Mike Conley in for Dante Exum. Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 20. Bogdanovich left side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires it up. And he can't bank that one in. Clippers leading by 16. Shamet kicks to Green. Beverly against Conley. Pass to Shamet. Lets a floater go, and that's 2 points on the layup. And the Clippers lead by 18.
And Beverly, not a volume playmaker, but he always makes smart decisions with the basketball.
Conley finds Bogdanovich. There's 31 seconds left in the third. The Jazz with another miss.
You know, not sure if he's playing to the crowd, but no need for the fadeaway on that shot.
Here's Beverly. Offensive rebound, and it's Green with the jam.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Conley against Beverly. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Here's Green. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Green's got 9. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Clippers ahead. They lead by 18. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, Shamet and George at the 2 and the 3. Green is out there with Harrell, and it's Beverly in at the 1. Now, here's Mitchell. Paul George unable to get his shot to go.
There is a level of physicality, and the frame of Donovan Mitchell allows him to finish through contact.
And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. He feeds it to George. Uses the glass to finish the layup. George has got 22.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Here's Mitchell. Rebound by Harrell.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Now, here's Shamet. The feed to Beverly. It's stolen by Ingles. And there it is for him.
You simply can't afford to lose sight of Joe Ingles in open space. This guy understands how to take advantage.
Clippers leading by 16. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this 4th quarter. George passes to Harrell. To the middle, just 5 on the clock.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
All right, and wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Here's Shamet outside for George. From outside, off the mark.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
That's good for Mitchell on the assist from Conley. Conley's got 5 assists in the game. Los Angeles calls timeout. And over the course of his career, Mike Conley taking on more and more of the leadership mantles.
He's embraced it, Kevin. And he said letting his hair down was a way of letting go and just being confident in himself.
But honestly, I put my voice. Sometimes I see him I've been away for a while. I'm in the band now. Debate about who is the greatest. What you debate about? I swear that it's always something. Get to it, I always want something. I swear that it's always something. Get out there. I got a condo, stacking my breakfast snacks. They was eating out the sign. They do not have that amount yet. See, I come from a usually amount. They got pops as a cost of my school. Fucking the food like I'm working in something. Because it's running in your mothers. Cause they gun in your covers. There's no one that covers that's pointing at you. Cover the news ain't gonna cover in the government.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Leonard comes in for JaMychal Green, and it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. Clippers leading by 16. Here's George. That shot, no good. The D by Bogdanovich. High arcing shot and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Donovan Mitchell able to play with both power but also finesse. He's got long arms, big hands. He can do so much on a basketball court.
And that one misses. And before every game, you see Mitchell working on those skill finishes.
You have to be able to elevate off 1 foot in traffic, something he could not do in college. Now you think about what this guy uses in his toolbox. Floaters, scoop shots, wrong-footed quick releases, and he's absolutely fearless attacking the rim.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, you might think at 6'3" in shoes, Donovan Mitchell is undersized for the shooting guard position. But his combination of strength and length, along with the athleticism, help him to hold his own.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
Free throw good, Paul George. Greg, nowadays teams looking for +6 players. That's a player whose arm span exceeds their height by at least 6 inches.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, how about a +9? I mean, a little over 6'1" in socks with a 6'10" wingspan. Those long arms, the reason for the Spider nickname.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Leonard, no luck. Jazz trail by 16. Bogdanovich looking around. To the paint. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Just 5 to shoot. And there's another one for the Jazz. Here's Williams. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Five on the clock. And he makes good on the layup. And the Clippers lead by 16.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Now here's Gobert. Mitchell kicks to Conley. Back to Mitchell. Gobert dishes to Mitchell. And the layup's good off the glass. Mitchell's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Boy, as we reach the latter stages, he's been in a ridiculous groove. They simply can't get over the hump.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Harrell the pass to George. The shot misses. So Utah will take it the other way. Here's Bogdanovich. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell. And in a league obsessed with shooting, easy to see why Bojan Bogdanovich has solidified himself as a key player.
I mean, over 40% from long range in recent years, competes defensively. He's a player.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich.
Boy, when you talk to his teammates and his coaching staff, Bojan Bogdanovic, one of the toughest guys you'll see in the league. He doesn't say much, kind of stays to himself, but boy, when the ball goes up, does this guy compete.
And so Bogdanovich nails both of them. And growing up a young child in the violence of Croatia during the Yugoslav wars, Doris, Bogdanovich said it affected everyone.
Not only that, Kevin, but think about it. This is a young man who at 16 years of age left his home on his own to go play pro basketball in Madrid. And what does it translate to? Well, he can now speak 4 languages. I'll tell you this, Bogey knows a thing or two about resiliency.
Now here's Williams. Over Conley. Williams can't get it to go. A decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
Mitchell with it. He's covered by Shamet. Now Ingles. And here's Conley outside. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Leonard's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Williams against Conley. Williams can't hit. Jazz have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the 4th so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him. Utah with the ball, down by 12. Conley, the pass to Ingles. Lock at 6. Here's the 3.
This guy is a perennial all-defensive team member. The wingspan, a problem for offensive players. That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
Los Angeles leading by 12. Williams looking around. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Rudy Gobert has become really excellent at getting deep low post position. The defense has got to foul him when he's that deep.
Rudy Gobert at the line for 2.
The free throw drops for Gobert. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. And Gobert drops them both. Los Angeles leading by 10. And here's George. Good D by Bogdanovich. Mitchell looking it over. Over Williams. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Jazz.
Well, this is problematic because Donovan Mitchell can hurt you any number of ways. Driving, spotting up, you name it, he's got it.
Here's George. And the Clippers miss again.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
Mitchell wide open. The shot's good on the assist by Engel. 35 points for Donovan Mitchell. Here's Leonard. teardrop shot, and it's good on the layup. Leonard's got 19 points.
Well, everybody in the NBA should have the floater as part of their arsenal. Leonard makes it look easy.
Gobert double-teamed. Here's Mitchell. His three-pointers off the mark. Clippers leading by 8. Pass to Leonard. The shot from the low post is good. He's got 21.
When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, he can dominate both ends of the floor. Nice job to finish it there.
Passes to Conley. From outside the arc. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Leonard's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Here's George. Rebound, Utah. The pass to Ingles. Gobert against Harrell. Gobert double-teamed. Pass to Bogdanovich. And perhaps the most shocking news of the NBA offseason, Greg, the trade of Paul George. Nobody saw that coming.
Took a ransom of draft picks to get him off the Thunder. Kawhi Leonard recruited him to join him on the Clippers, and Paul obliged by demanding a trade. Came together quickly and caused a major power shift in the West.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich.
And guys, Bogdanovich, the former second-round pick, has really found his place in the NBA. This guy is an effective shooter from just about anywhere.
And so Bogdanovich nails both of them. And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. Pass to Leonard. Over Ingles. And it's Leonard missing. Jazz trail by 8. Passes it to Conley. Knocked loose. Taken away by Williams. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And here's George for 3. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Mitchell in the corner from downtown connects from three-point range. Mitchell's got 38 points.
I'll tell you, he's been much better in the second half. He's taking smarter shots. He's looking more comfortable. And guess what? He's in a groove.
Now here's Harrell. Dishes to Leonard. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Utah has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Here's Conley. Mitchell with it. 5 to shoot. Outside Bogdanovich. Off target from outside.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And George kicks to Leonard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
The best scorers in the game have the ability to get to the free throw line. Kawhi Leonard lives there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
An extraordinary improvement over the course of his career by Kawhi Leonard. He has now turned himself into one of the game's best, if not the best, two-way player.
And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. The Jazz on offense. They're on a 19-7 run. against Beverly. Conley kicks to Gobert. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That's just sloppy. I mean, you can't lose control of the ball like that and let it get back across midcourt.
You know, I guess the only good thing about it is it didn't turn into a fast break the other way. Dead ball turnover.
Now, here is George. Looking to get it going. And there's the pass to Williams. Outside Leonard. Kicks it to Harrell. From deep three-point range. No good that time. Now the Jazz take it the other way.
This has reached desperation time for them.
I'll tell you, you need absolute perfection on every possession. That's what it's going to take here.
Here's Conley. It counts. And now they trail by just 4.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Absolutely no fear. Kawhi Leonard welcomes these moments. He relishes these moments.
Utah calls timeout. They're down by 6. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
He deserves a lot of credit, but the D they played on him deserves a little bit of the blame as well. Even when he got hot, they didn't do enough, I don't think, to try and cool him off, and they've been passive when they've needed to be aggressive, and boy, did he make them pay.
.35 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And it's Conley penetrating. Good! And now they trail by just 4. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there.
Shoot 2.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, we know this. Free throw shooting is such a mental aspect of the game. This guy keeps his composure and comes through.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 25 seconds left in the game.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
And they go to the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Kawhi Leonard. 2 shots. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Maybe at this point, not much of a chance for a comeback.
Yeah, you got a better chance of walking through a lion's den with pork chop underwear on.
Outside, Davis. Back to Exum. Beyond the arc. No good. So the Clippers